Rachel Nicholson sends a question in from Facebook which asks, what are your best memories from your previous encounters against England, and can you bring some of these memories into this weekend to assist you with a win? Max, maybe for you?
Well, my best memory would have to be scoring a try in the last game in the Six Nations. Although we didn't get the result at the end of the game, it's just a great memory to have, especially in their backyard at Twickenham. So yeah, and in answer to the question, yeah, I'd love to. I'm desperate to get a World Cup try. It's not happened yet, and I don't want to leave New Zealand without one. So yeah, I'd love to get a try against.
That was a wonderfully worked try in Twickenham. Just sort of talk us through your thinking. You're running towards the backs. You've got a few options outside.
Yeah,
you do something pretty special.
Yeah, it was something that came about because of how much pressure we put on England, and it's something that we can emulate in this game this weekend. We worked England side to side. We built the phases, and then just because of that pressure, there was just it meant a little space in behind, and I was kind of lucky enough to pull off a little chip. So it's just the same sort of thing, just building the phases and putting teams under pressure. And that's kind of our plan this weekend.
Nathan, how satisfying is that when the forwards are working so hard up front, getting the possession, working away, and then we pass out to the backs and Max does something spectacular as he did in Twickenham? That must give a lot of satisfaction to the boys up front.
Yeah, it does. Anytime you see, we try our hardest to give the backs the ball they deserve, because that's what they do. They give them a good quality ball and they have the chance to carve teams up. But it's great to see that sort of initiative, especially not many people would have chipped that close to the line and got away with it. So it was good. It was good. I was on the bench at the time, and I just remember seeing it, and it was a good place in the game too. We could have, we sort of had parity with England, then they got sort of away, then Matt scored, and we got close again. So that's how it went.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good to see one of the backs trying something different and paying off.
So one of the questions which has come in from Scott Angus on Facebook asks, what is your pre-match routine before a game, and how do you get pumped up for games such as this? Did you guys have any particular routines that you like to follow?
I have the same routine with my boxer shorts. I wear the same pair to the game, and then my boxers that leave the game. And then I have the same shorts that I wear during the game. So I guess those are the things I focus on getting right when I'm getting ready for the game. Get my two pairs of boxers right.
Have you ever been without them?
No.
You've always had them?
Always had them. And actually, I've had to swap them because of some branding issues on one of the top of the kind of boxes, so I've switched them around. So. But I guess, then getting pumped up by just listening to music, and I actually tweeted the other day about a song that my brother told me about, a Chris Brown song, which isn't like your classic pump up tune, but it's just I was listening to that before the Argentina game. So.
Nathan, what about you?
Pretty much have no superstition whatsoever.
I'm
pretty relaxed before game time. Sometimes coaches get a little bit nervous that I'm not nervous. Well, I am, but I'm not. I'm still pretty light-hearted. But come a couple of minutes before the game, it's a bit different. But I don't have any special pants, or don't put one sock on first before the other, or anything like that. But
you've not been in a dressing room with somebody else, seeing them doing their routine, thinking, I'm not sure about that.
No, I haven't really. I used to not notice. Yeah, I'm thinking about the game and stuff. I don't really see anything too obvious.
Max, you spoke about Tom, and of course Tom's back home working for ITV doing some summarising. I hear he's doing great. Have you managed to keep in touch with him whilst you've been away?
Just kind of I've not had a chance to speak to him, just because kind of the different hours, and also his kind of working hours with the time difference. So I've not really had a chance to speak to him on Skype or anything, but just text messages. He sent me some great kind of he's great at sending motivational messages. He kind of gets quotes from movies and like quotes from the internet and stuff, and it's always quite funny his his messages. But yeah, no, it's been great. I've heard he's been doing well back home, and I've got everything recorded like Sky Plus, so looking forward to watching it when I get back. But
so there's a huge amount of analysis that happens within camp before any big game, and again the same is true for England. And you of course know many of the players so well because you're playing with them in the Heineken Cup, or you're playing with them the Rebel Direct Pro 12. Do you keep a distance from your England counterparts, or do you interact with them whilst you're away in World Cup duty?
Well, I saw some at the gym yesterday and said good day. I don't know if that's no. The thing is, I don't message any of them, but obviously we had weights yesterday at the gym, and they're there. You can't. Well, I couldn't just keep a distance and not talk to them. I mean, they're doing at the gym doing their weights just like we are, and it's still a couple of days out. It's not like we're going to tell them our game plan or what the team is or anything, but you know, you can still be civil outside of, you know, the game day, I suppose. But yeah, that's sort of my style. But other guys might want to just keep their distance. But I was confident that I could turn it on if I actually on Saturday after saying hey on a Wednesday. But yeah, it's not been heaps of texting or anything going on.
Max, you know the players pretty well. Have you had a chance to catch up with them whilst you've been out here, or again just focus on your own game?
Yeah, again, what Nathan said, like I've not been messaging any of the guys. I haven't bumped into any of them either. But as Nathan says, you know, if I did, it would just be maybe a bit of banter. Like I obviously went to school with James Haskell. You know, although we don't keep in touch that much, I'm sure if I bumped into him out on the streets of Auckland, we'd have a bit of chat and stuff. But no, not being in touch at all or anything like that.
So looking to the game this weekend, Julian asks on Facebook, which part of the game do you think needs to be improved in particular for taking away in England? If we reflect on the last 3 games, are there particular areas which you're focusing on?
I would just say, you know, it's an old kind of cliche saying, but you know, just being clinical when we get in our opposition's kind of scoring area. You know, if we don't come away with a try, just try and come away with points of some sort. You know, a penalty or a drop goal, something. It's a huge, you know, in this game nowadays, you know, you don't get that many opportunities to get points. So when you are in that area, it's just being clinical and getting them. And I think if that's one of our main focuses for the England game, you know, it will do us, you know, stand us in good stead. So that would be kind of.
Lewis McDonald asked a similar question on Facebook, which has just been sent in, which is, what's your plan to improve ball retention and to keep cool heads to enable the tries to flow? We haven't seen so much cool heads from the boys, and we'd love to see that against England. So just talk about the pressure when you're right in amongst the thick of things and the score is really tight. How do you ensure that everyone keeps their head?
I think it just comes down to the game plan around the playmakers. As long as if we get some direction, the forwards can follow a pattern. I think against Argentina, we'd make a really good break and then we'd have a turnover or throw the ball away. And I was talking to a guy in the corridor at the hotel yesterday. He said the difference between you guys, some Northern Hemisphere teams, and Southern Hemisphere teams, that you make breaks just as like, you know, Australia or New Zealand or South Africa, but tend to lose the ball once you get through or throw it away or whatever. So I think that's a big focus for us. But yeah, I think we let ourselves down in the breakdown area against Argentina. They got in really quickly and you know, got penalties. So you know, we really need to improve on that. And just like Max said, so improve on the breakdown area and be more clinical when we do get a little bit of space, because the opportunities are rare, especially against good teams.
Yeah, ball retention, all it is, you know, continuing what Nathan said, is just us getting there before then. Like Wang said, you know, just they were there a few occasions before us, and that's when it's difficult. If our support's there and we get there before then, we can get the ball back. So
it's a tough one, isn't it? Because it's such an intense game, and the bombs inevitably will be going off all around the field. And Barry Black sends a question on Facebook, asks a question: do you find it difficult to stick to a game plan at that moment when things are happening so quickly?
No. That's why we train during the week, is so that when we are under pressure we can execute. Obviously, the forwards are a little bit different. They've just come up from a ruck that maybe got their maybe been bashed around a little bit, and that's jobs of guys like Max and the centres and the 10 to talk to us as we're getting up, because sometimes we don't really know what's going on, so put us in the right direction.
Are there ways in which you can work on that in terms of sort of keeping your focus during a game? Are there ways in which the forwards and the backs work together to make sure that the focus is absolutely tight throughout the whole 80 minutes?
I think just everyone works day in, day out on their roles in the game, like their roles individually, but also in the team's patterns and platforms. And I think if guys just keep focusing on that, it's quite easy to just stay focused and almost keep your cool when the bombs are going off. But I mean, I can only kind of speak personally. That's kind of what I do, is keep reminding myself, what's happening the next phase, or what's not what's happening, what's likely to be happening when guys will be running and stuff, and it's kind of it helps to focus on what you're doing.
We've got a couple of questions in on Facebook about the importance of the crowd. We spoke earlier, Nathan, about the atmosphere in Wellington. Again, this will be a sell-out crowd at Eden Park. It promises to be a really loud affair, and we've seen a number of Scots fans across the streets of Auckland. How much of an effect, if any, does a vocal crowd have on your play?
Yeah, huge. Absolutely huge. I get the butterflies going already. It's great seeing Scotland fans walking around. They could be just wearing their casual clothes, but they're choosing to wear their Scotland shirts around town and their kilts, and I hate to think how long they've had them on. But it's getting the buzz straight away, and then hearing that noise in the stadium. And I've never played at Eden Park before, and it's always great playing at a new stadium and seeing what atmosphere it kind of brings. And if it's down to be a very noisy one, so it's only going to.
You can certainly tell the difference when you're at Murrayfield and there's 20,000 or 60,000, but I think sometimes when you have 20,000, as long as they're vocal, they can make up for their for the people who aren't there. But I think the Scots don't. They tend not to worry. They tend to be really good, really vocal.
It's interesting to look at the comparisons between the Ireland